So we're doing another one?
Yep.
Why on earth are we doing another one? You yourself said that the last crossover was a disastrous mistake and that you had no desire to repeat it.
Oh, it was, Viking. But the public wanted another go. And when my public wants to see you get smacked, you get smacked.
Oh, how very benevolent of you.
I have my moments.
Well, I don't want to do a crossover with you. I'm still mad about what you said about Gamma Ray, and I'm not getting over it anytime soon.
Are you serious? I called you a Cro-Magnon, an idiot, and a goat fucker, and you're upset about the little thing I threw in at the end insulting Gamma Ray?
Yes, because it was at that moment that I realized there was nothing but evil in your heart.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You talk shit about a seminal metal band with a glorious legacy and an impossible lust for life. That's like giving a Dutch oven to the baby Jesus. And for that, I shall never forgive you.
You're a fucking drama queen. You know that, right?
Oh, your face is a drama queen.
Look, get over it. I mocked a shitty band that you like over a year ago. Just stop being a fucking baby and do the fucking crossover.
Okay, fine. Let's get this over with then. So, what band have you specially selected for us today, Hagan?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. This time we have something even weirder than Balsagoth! Something so incomprehensibly weird, it'll make your tiny little monkey brain seize up. You fuck.
It's from Japan, isn't it?
Oh yeah! This is Sigh. Sigh is many things. Eclectic, awesome, dark, experimental, creepy, vibrant, avant-garde. But they're mainly insane. Completely fucking insane. Sigh is many layers of insanity wrapped around a dense core of insanity. Like a particularly dimensioned neutron star. Sigh formed in Tokyo back in 1990, and for over 20 years they've been making music that defies classification. Sigh has, at one point or another, combined every form of music with every other form of music. From metal and Indian music to psychedelic and classical. To elaborate, here is an incomplete list of instruments that Sigh have used as musical instruments. Guitar, drums, keyboard, tabla, gong, bongos, satar, sarang, saxophone, tempura, theremin, vibraslap, vocoder, recorder, triangle, glockenspiel, shortwave radio, and a speak and spell.
A speak and spell?
Yes, Viking, a speak and spell.
Okay, you got me, Hagan. My ears are perked, my curiosity's piqued, and my intrigue boner is hard as a rock. Let's do this.
Now that's the Viking I know and love to hate. Minion! You'd do very well not to talk about your cock.
Well, shit. There goes half my material. Now, heathens, since Sigh's range and eclecticism are so broad and mind-bending, we're gonna have to take it from the top and work our way down, tunneling into the core and looking through all of their various forays into auditory insanity. As we know, every insane asylum needs a head administrator, and Sigh has that in lead singer, songwriter, composer, and keyboarder Mirai Kawashima. A fellow fascinated by violence, horror, and the occult, he was naturally drawn to the brutish world of heavy metal, and so formed Sigh with his buddy, drummer Satoshi Fujinami in 1990, with the guitarist Shinichi Ishikawa rounding out the terrible trio a couple years later. This triumvirate of terror lasts to this day, and is arguably Sigh's only unmoving constant. And in 1993, they took their first step into the annals of history with the release of their debut album, Scorn Defeat. And thus a bizarre and inconceivable new talent emerged. Let's take a listen. Hey, what is this? Harsh atmosphere, blast beats, raspy vocals, weird face paint, and lousy production? This is just basic black metal. What gives, Hagan? I was promised wacky shit.
We're getting there. Be fucking quiet.
But I want wacky shit now!
Minion! Pacify him.
Oh, thank you. You peed in this, didn't you?
Despite what Idiot says, this isn't basic black metal. This is extremely black metal. This is blacker than the blackest thing, times the other blackest thing in the universe, times blackness infinity. Blackness.
It's like, how much more black could this be? And the answer is none. None
Is that good?
more black.
For starters, Scorn Defeat was named after a line from a Venom song, the band that pretty much started black metal. They were also the only non-European band to be signed to Death Like Silence Productions, an infamous record label founded by the infamous Euronymous, who was the guitarist for the extremely infamous Mayhem. Unless they started painting inverted pentagrams on their nipples with the blood of goats they just sacrificed to Satan, Sigh couldn't have been any more black metal. And even years down the line, when the lines between genres started fading, black metal is still the foundation of everything they build.
Leaving my body behind.
So when does the wacky shit come in?
Almost immediately after.
Righteous! When Euronymous came down with a terminal case of getting stabbed 23 times by the guy from Burzum disease, Death Like Silence dissolved, so Sigh sought out greener pastures by signing up with... Cacophonous Records.
For those of you who missed our last crossover, Cacophonous were a label best known for being cheap, money-grubbing assholes who refused to promote their bands, arrange tours for said bands, or generally do anything useful.
On the plus side, their years at Crapcophonous were where Sigh began transforming into the leading-edge lunatics that their fans know and love. The first signs of their heavy metal metamorphosis can be seen in their follow-up album, Infidel Art.
When the dark fades, my eternal sleep, I am dying inside.
That was track 4 of Infidel Art, and that song was called The Last Elegy, and what you just heard was 3 minutes into it. Want to know how it started? How about that? It's crushing, yet classy.
yes, the perfect relaxation music. It helps drown out the screams.
We honestly don't hang out enough.
Nope. And we never will. One of Murray's other major influences next to extreme metal is classical music. He's been playing classical piano for most of his life, so it's only natural that sonatas and general symphonica would start to inch its way into Sigh's sound at some point. But obviously so much more would inch its way in, as can be heard on the next 3 albums.
Their next 3 albums at Cacophonous compose an era of musical mad science. This is where Sigh really began ratcheting up the lunacy and experimenting with other styles and instruments. It's still distinctly metal, but just with freaky deaky Frankenstein-y attachments on it. Such as this. Metal and country music. I'm pretty sure this is the same fell magic that was used by Saruman to breed the Uruk-hai, because this metal is stranger, stronger, immune to sunlight, and can cover great distance at speed.
He's not kidding. Mariah's making some fucking magic happen. And he knows this shit is evil. This was what was written on the album sleeve for Hail Horror Hail. This album is way beyond the conceived notion for how metal or music should be. Every sound on this album is deliberate, and if you find that some parts of this album are strange, it isn't because the music is in itself strange, but because your conscious self is ill-equipped to comprehend the sounds produced on this recording.
Okay, I'm dead certain that was paraphrased from the Necronomicon.
Well, he does love horror movies. I wouldn't put it past him. Like Viking said earlier, Mariah is fascinated by horror and the occult, so it shouldn't be surprising that some of his music runs the gamut between kinda eerie and absolutely fucking horrifying. Even the names of these albums sound like Japanese horror movies. Dread Dreams, Ghastly Funeral Theatre, Hail Horror Hail. Mariah likes scary shit. It's a mantra worth repeating because it explains a lot.
These 3 albums have a distinct feeling of tinkering. They try something a little different, and then go right back to their more familiar black metal. It seems like they were testing the waters for something a little bigger, something even crazier, something they delivered in 2001 with their 5th album, Imaginary Sonicscape.
Having jumped ship to Century Media, Sigh put out their 5th album, Imaginary Sonicscape, and it's fucking glorious! Imaginary Sonicscape is, by and large, considered Sigh's magnum opus. This is where Sigh achieved the perfect fusion of their myriad influences: black metal, classical, blues, funk, psychedelica, jazz, and pretty much all music that has existed or ever will exist, all fused together in one trippy, terrifying package. Viking, give me your thoughts, if you are capable of thoughts.
It's like it's the soundtrack to the most demented porno ever made.
You mean the best porno ever made?
Well, if your definition of the best porno ever is demonic calliope music played over weird Japanese octopus fucking, then yes, it is indeed the best porno ever made. See, you and I, we have more in common than you think.
Gamma Ray are still fucking shit.
It's worth noting that Mirai himself doesn't consider Sigh to be avant-garde. He acknowledges how people see the band for its usage of unusual instruments and its casual orgy of genres, but he just sees it as a means to an end, a way to express the necessary emotions and imagery through the music. Whether it's rage, sadness, mirth, or madness, he will use what is necessary to evoke the right feelings. And if that involves using vocoders, pianos, and baby laughter, then so be it. Ugh, so creepy. Did we mention that Mirai likes scary shit?
Yeah, we did, but you know what else he likes? Random disco breaks.
Hey Hagan,
What?
shake your booty.
Why are you doing this to yourself? You know that I'm just gonna beat you.
Well, see, that's just the way, I like it. I can't help it. For me, it's just part of being a macho man.
Viking, stop making disco puns!
Or what? Even if your minion stomps out my disco inferno with overwhelming force, I'll still be staying alive through the whole thing. So I say, keep it coming, love, but it's probably not worth the hustle.
Damn it, minion! Now I've got to finish this by my fucking self! That means I have to do research. Okay, minion. Go get a hacksaw, get some trash bags. I'll show you how to dispose of a body.